Alright, today I'm going to show you how to make Glassmorphism credit cards like you can see on the screen right now inside of Bubble.io without using anything like Figma. So first thing I'm going to do is I've got a blank canvas here. I'm going to be using this for reference. So we want to change this to a 1200 default builder width and column. And then we want to add a group here. No min width and no min height, and untick fit height to content so it spans the width and height of the canvas. Then on the group itself, background style, set that to a flat color. An image. And we want to upload this gradient image that we have here. Now what I would do is I will put all the links for the images in the description below so you can follow along and create these really clean looking cards. Now on the group with the image, we want this to be an aligned to parent container. Just like that. And then we want to add in another group here. So this is going to be the actual credit card. So we want to set that in the middle. And we're going to set a fixed width and fixed height here. It's going to be 500 and 300. Alright, like that. The roundness is going to be 40. The container layout is going to be aligned to parent. And the padding, we're going to have 40 all the way around. Alright, so it doesn't really look like anything now, but it will in a second. And then the background style, we want to set this to a gradient. And as you can see, the card is starting to come together. So the gradient is going to be a linear gradient, and we want it to go from the top left to bottom right. So if any of you have used Figma, you will know that you can actually change the direction in Figma itself, but in Bubble you need to work out the kind of direction itself and the degrees. So we don't want a linear gradient here. We want we do want a linear gradient. Sorry, we want a custom direction style though. And then left to right is 135 degrees like this. And left to right, you can't really see it right now, but once I change some things here, so the starting color, all Fs, which is all white, is fine. The ending color, we also want to change this to all Fs, just like that. Except the only thing that we want to do here is make the starting color of this 50, like this. And as you can see, it's kind of taking that sort of shape, but I'm just going to double check on this for reference's sake. So what do we have? Yep, 50, and we have 20. Alright, so we want a 50 starting color of the white, and then the ending we want to also white with a 20% gradient like that. And as you can see, it's sort of taking shape now. But if I was to preview this, and we want to get that Glassmorphism effect, as you can see, it doesn't really work. It's not blurry. It's kind of just like something sitting in front of it. So what we need to do here is add a HTML element in. So on the left-hand side, on the elements tree, we want to add it in. You can put it top left, and you can make this any size you want. We just want this here on the screen because we want to insert some code into it. So I'll also link this in the description. So we want to copy and paste this into the HTML element itself. Like this, you can just highlight this and then paste. And see that little name here highlighted, blur, that's what we need. So we actually need to turn a setting on to do this. So navigate to the left hand side, just follow my mouse. We want to go to general, and we want to scroll all the way down until you can see expose the option to add an ID attribute to HTML elements. We need that ticked. Basically what this means is we can reference that little bit of code in the HTML directly to this group and give it that blurry effect. So now back on the group itself, scroll down and we have an ID attribute like so. The name was blur, like that. And then if I preview this, Now you can see it's blurry, the background, so it's really taking that Glassmorphism effect. Alright, now what we need to do is add some text in. So we're going to do some shadows and stuff later. Oh, we might do it now actually. The shadow style, we want it to be an outset. We want the blur radius to be 40 here. And the vertical offset to be 20. Horizontal offset, we're going to set that to a 0 there. And the box shadow color, we want our text color. So it's a darker color. Mine's 121212. Now you can see that it's kind of taking that shadow shape, but that might be a bit too sort of transparent, a bit of a different color. So I'm going to actually set this to 50% opacity, just like this, and then it'll take nice shape nicely, just like that. Now, we want to start adding in some text here. So what we're going to do is, actually one more thing while we're going, is we're going to add a border in. Sorry guys, jumping all around. You just need to do, it's kind of a bit tedious this, but just follow along and you'll get that really clean design that you want. So we want a border style here of a solid border, and we just want this to be our white primary contrast, just like that. And I might want that a little bit lighter, so we'll set the opacity to 50 like so. You can even do a bit lighter if you want, but I'm going to leave it at 50. So just like that. Now let's get to the text side of things. So add a text in here. You can put that to the bottom left. And we're just going to type in a random card number. This is completely random. All right, we're going to make this 24 pixels in size. We're going to make this medium. And we want to make this white like so. And then what we're going to do is on the letter spacing, we're going to give this 2 on the letter spacing. So you can see it's kind of taking that, card shape and, giving us that desired look. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to copy and paste this. So I'm going to copy and paste, and then you won't be able to see this. So I'm going to move this up for you to make it a bit easier. And we're going to change this to a random name. I'm going to get just a random name. We're going to do that. And we're going to now change it back, the letter spacing to 0, like so. And, it's a bit big here. So we're going to change the text size now to 20. Just like that, and as you can see, it's sort of starting to take that, credit card shape. But we're going to add one more thing, and that's going to be the expiry date. So same thing, we're going to copy and paste this. I'll move that up here just for now. And this is just going to be random date. Absolutely random. Now what I want to do here is, obviously this is not giving us our desired look. So we need to group all of these elements in a column container. So select the 3 texts, group in a column container. And what we want to do here is get rid of the min width settings, min height settings, and get rid of the fit to width to content. Now back on the actual number itself, we want to make first. And we are coming together quite nicely here, guys. But what I need to do on the group with holding the text, I want to add in 16 pixels of row gap just for now. And then we're going to group our smaller text in another column container. Fit with the content like that. And we want to actually change the letter spacing at 0. It's fine for now. Alright, so what we have now got here is we have our expiry date, our name, and then in the group itself also we have the card number. So we're coming along quite nicely here. The last thing we need is a logo. So go ahead and add an image in to the top right hand side, and it's going to be a static image. It's going to be the Visa logo, just like this. And as you can see, obviously the styling, we have some issues here. So I'm going to keep the elements aspect ratio fixed, tick that. And for the height here, I'm going to, the width, sorry, I'm going to set this to 70. And it is, you know, coming along nicely here. And we can actually, you know, you can add sort of your other logos in here, guys. So you can add a contactless payment up the top left, you know, the 3 lines that says it's actually, you know, able to tap and pay. So I think we are nearly done. So let's go ahead and preview this. Let's see what it looks like. So, you know, you can see there we have that sort of Glassmorphism effect. It's the blurred background with a bit of the BB code. But to make it even better, let's just have a look at our actual one that I've done before this. So that's a 60%. So back on this, let's just make the border style, the color 60, make it pop a bit more, and then I'll refresh here. And just like that, we have a beautiful Glassmorphism effect inside of Bubble, you know, not using anything like Figma. So yeah, this is just a really a cool design that you can have on, you know, landing pages, you know, call to action sections, showing what cards you accept, or really whatever you sort of desire. So yeah, Bubble is, you know, you can really do anything with Bubble. You can design things, you can create things. Like the design aspect on Bubble is just as good as any other sort of app builder on the market, in my opinion. So yeah, so thank you for watching this video. And if you like this type of content, please make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. You know, video suggestions, anything helps. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you.